And now, working with lists, a Visual Basic .NET task, which is a very important task, by the way. Point number 1, you're going to press new project, name it Working with Lists. And then browse to save it to your folder. Select the folder. Okay. Now, what I need to do, point number 1, I need to work with the list and add item inside the list. Okay, so I'm going to put a list box. By the way, you have two different ways to add an items to a list box. Point number 1 to add it when you load the form، يعني أول ما تفتح الفورم هتلاقي إن هما ظهروا وتحملوا قدامك. To do this, double click over the form and then type here the code that you need to use to add items to your list. Exactly, list box 1 the items dot add, and then start to add the first value. For example, 24. I'm going to take this copy. Okay, here 78, 42, 36, 100. Alright, when you run your form, you will find the items inside your list. So this is the first way. Or you can use a text box to add the items through this. So I'm going to add a text box here and add a button. Use it to add the items inside the list box. I'm going to name it add list 1 items. Okay, and name it, because we discussed this before during our sessions, btn L1 items. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop this by add it as a comment like this, and then here over the button I need to add the code to let the list box 1 dot items dot add bring it from the text box 1 dot text. Okay, but I need, when I add one of the items, I need to clear my text box and then focus inside it to type the next one. So you're gonna to type text1 dot text equal blank, nothing, and then text box 1 dot focus to focus your cursor inside your text box. Let's run this. Okay. Now I'm going to add the same values, 24, add, clear the text box and the cursor standing there waiting for the second one. Okay, add this one, then this third, finally 100. Okay, so this is the way how to add items inside a list by the two different ways, loading a form or using a text box and a button. Okay, now I wanted to work with the second list, maybe the third one, fourth, whatever as you want, like this. If you want to change the value inside list box 1 with a percent, a specific percent, and add the values inside text box 2, so I'm going to use this button and name it add list 2 items and here btn L2 items. Okay, double click inside this box. So what I need to do, I want to go to each of these items. To go through each of these, you need to use exactly the loops. So for I as integer equal 0 to list box 1 dot items dot count, because I need to go to each of this, count minus 1. Why do this? ليه أنا عملتها minus 1? By the way يا شباب, we discussed before that working with lists, you have a number of items. Here I have 5 items in front of you, but actually the list items starting from 0. So I have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 items, but the last one equal to 4. That's why we add here count minus 1. It's 5 items, but the last number equal to 4. And then I need to select each of the items inside this. So I'm going to say list box 1, the selected index equal the counter I, because you want to move through each of these elements, and then list box 2 dot items dot add. هيجيبها منين بقى؟ Okay, you're going to get the list box items through the calculation للvalues inside list box 1 dot selected item times, for example, 1.2. Okay, let's run this. Start. I'm going to put items inside list 1, 24, like this. 78, okay, 42, 36, and finally 100. Here we go, the items inside list box 1. When you go to press list 2, it already take this value for each item inside the list, multiply it to 1.2 to present the values for list 2. Okay, let's do it again together. I'm gonna to add this third button here to add the items inside list 3 and name it btn list 3 items. Double click here. Okay, I'm going to take the code, copy exactly the same, and paste it here. Using the for loop for going through each of the elements, we explained before why we add count minus 1. List box 1 dot selected index equal I, and then list box 3 dot items dot add equal list box 1 select item to go to each of this and multiply this with 4. Run. Add the items again. Okay. Calculate list 2 and now calculate list 3. Alright, exactly the same for list 4. I'm going to put a button here. List 4 btn L4 items. Okay, using the for loop to go through each of the elements. Okay, selected index to catch each of the element, and then list box 3, you change it to 4, add items and multiply this with 5. Save, run. add the items to list 2, list 3, and 4. Okay, this is exactly how to use the lists and add a value for list 1, how to work with the elements inside each of the lists, multiply, change the value for each list. Okay, that's all about how to work with lists, how to add a value to a list, and how to change these values from one list to another. Thank you.